Greetings again, everyone. My name is Chet. This here is ChetChat, and we saw Free Fire. So Free Fire is a movie that's full of a bunch of really good actors and stars that are awesome, and I love seeing them in these movies. Do they help make this movie a good movie? Short answer is not necessarily. So this movie has Brie Larson, Armie Hammer, a bunch of other dudes, the dude from South Africa, and you know, those really bad movies other than District 9. But this movie is about these people who are doing a gun trade where these Irish people are buying guns from this South African person, and something happens and the deal goes sour and people just start shooting. The cool thing about this movie is that I like the fact that everything takes place in this one factory and they don't move from this factory. As you probably heard in previous videos before, I love when movies just take place in one area or one spot. Just, it makes it claustrophobic. In the beginning of this movie, I felt like the director was like fresh from watching Hateful Eight for some reason. So he made all these characters and these interesting dialogues, these fun dialogues, and they're kind of mundane. And I really appreciated that. It felt very Tarantino-like. And then he was like, what if Hateful Eight had more gun scenes? And that's what this movie is, I felt like. Because it was such a solid movie in the beginning. You have the gun dealing going down, and then the gun deal goes sour. And then you are sitting in what seems to be an hour-long gunfight, where people are just shooting and having little discussions and little tactics and little scenarios that happen within this one area with gunfights. The annoying part about this movie for me is that near the beginning of the gunfight, a lot of people get injured and they're pretty much set to just crawling on the ground or dragging their bodies. Nobody is able to stand upright. So because of that, the pacing is ruined because nobody can move faster than 2 miles per hour. And you're seeing this for the next hour, and it's really tiresome watching these people crawl and slide and move, and they can't stand up. They need a can to stand up, and just people getting shot at, and it's so boring to just watch people dragging their bodies all over the place. There are a lot of interesting scenarios, but then you're still getting tired from watching them drag and drag and drag. There's a part where somebody has to climb upstairs, 3 people climb up the stairs, and then there's a refreshing moment when somebody actually stands up and walks like 2 feet, and you're like, why am I waiting for people to stand up and walk in a movie about just shooting? You're making it a gunfight, but it's just a bunch of people crawling around. And the reasons that they end up fighting is kind of stupid, and the cool part is that there are twists of who is on whose side, and that doesn't happen until much later, and it just doesn't deliver for me. The Tarantino parts were good, the gunfighting is boring, and then you get this take a dump on your face ending, and it just doesn't work out for me. Man, this movie could have been so good, but the pacing is just an issue, and very tiresome just watching people crawl. If you guys are okay with watching people crawl around for an hour and try and shoot each other, like they got stormtrooper aim or something, then you can go and check it out. If you don't have the patience for this 90-minute movie that should be an hour-long gunfight, but it's just people crawling around, then you'll have the time of your life. But honestly, I can't really recommend it that much. Maybe watch like the first half hour and you'll enjoy it, and then just leave knowing that it's not gonna go anywhere from here. Well, that's it for this one. My name is Chet. You know what to do, man.